Well guys, here it is, 1 day away from the start of the World Cup tomorrow and 2 days away from England's first game on Monday against Iran. 1 o'clock kickoff isn't the greatest of times to start the tournament, if I'm honest, when everybody's at work or having to take a half day, but I am starting to build up to this one and I am looking forward to the World Cup. I say that as if it's pained. It's a little bit strange that it's in the winter, but let's get positive. Let's enjoy it. There's going to be 4 football matches on a day for the next month. What is there not to like about that? So we are going to talk about England versus Iran. As I say, this Monday, 1 o'clock kickoff. Want to talk a little bit about England. Want to talk a lot about the main man, Kieran Trippier, who I think will be not only key in the game against Iran on Monday, but will be a key part to seeing England succeed in this World Cup. One of the most informed players heading to the World Cup with England, and I think is going to offer a lot in this tournament. We'll talk a little bit about Iran as well, and want to finish off with my lineups for the game. Will England stick with that 3 at the back? Could that potentially be a good thing for a player like Trippier to get forward on that right-hand side, almost playing like a right-back winger like we've seen a lot for at Newcastle? Or will Southgate go for it and play 4 at the back against an Iran side who are the definite underdogs in this one? Should we be going out there and really going for it in this game? You guys can let me know down below, and we'll obviously finish with predictions as well. Let me know your predictions on this one down below. Do you think England can get off to a good start? Iran have got something to offer in this game, and they have some advantages as well that I will come on to in this video. Let's talk a little bit about Iran. As I mentioned, they are going in as the underdogs in this game. Currently 10-1 in the odds, so if you put a quid on Iran and they manage to beat England, you get a tenner. Put a tenner on Iran and they manage to beat England, you get 100 quid. For England, it's 2 to 5. Put £5 on, get just 2 back. So England are the clear favourites in this game, but I think Iran will give us a good game. To start things off, a big positive they have is the heat. We have seen England players training for 5 minutes and having to immediately go off to the side of the pitch to use one of them water fans because it is so hot out there at the moment. Currently around 30 degrees C. The game against Iran is due to kick off at 1 o'clock our time. That is 3 o'clock their time. But I mean, coming on to the USA game and the Wales games, those are really going to be 9 o'clock at night. Those games will be finishing at 12 o'clock at night, and that is because they are trying to put the games on late so it's not as hot. Iran are a Middle Eastern team. They will be used to this weather. That is something we are not used to. And normally you go out there and do a few weeks training camp. We had our first day's training 2 days ago. So that is something that they really do have an advantage on. And they've got a reasonably strong side in terms of how strong their side has been over the last few years. Possibly one of the strongest Iran sides they have had in a while. Yes, that is still... England should still be better than they are, but I don't think it's going to be a walk in the park. They've got Azmoun up front, who is the talisman for Iran at the moment. They generally try to play with maybe one striker, but him and Taremi, normally they go with one or the other. Taremi you might have heard of. He is the 30-year-old striker currently at Porto. I think he's got pretty much a goal a game this season for Porto, has played Champions League football, has scored pretty much a goal in every 2 for Iran. So those 2 there will give us something to, look out for, considering you would say that maybe defensively that is something that we may need to worry about with England. They are going to be giving us a bit of pressure. And England's defence is the worry for many fans going into this tournament, despite the fact that statistically we have had fantastic defences in the last few tournaments, conceding very few goals in the Euros until the very late stages. But we have had a very poor run of form going into this tournament. We conceded 4 goals against Hungary not too long ago. We had a 3-3 against Germany. Maguire's gone to the tournament with question marks over whether he should be there or not. Will Kyle Walker be fit for this opening game against Iran? Will we go 3 at the back, 5 at the back, 4 at the back? There's lots of questions, and I think we will have to wait for the game against Iran for those answers. Having said that, despite defence being a question mark for England and Iran's positive being their attacking threat, I think we'll have a lot of the ball this game. I don't think Iran will have many chances to attack that defence. I think we will control the game. I think we will have a lot of the possession, and because of that, we should be okay. And Kieran Trippier is going to be very key in that retention of the ball and the outlet coming out for England. We've seen it for Newcastle, similar to, you could say, what Man City do with the inverted fullbacks. Trippier has started to do that for Newcastle, where he moves the ball forward, almost sits in the middle. Doing so will allow players like Bellingham, who I imagine will start this game, will probably start in a more defensive position. Trippier managing to sit in there will allow players like him to go forward. And in a game like this against Iran, where we have a lot of the ball, a player with that versatility will allow so many more players to get forward. Something else that Trippier will be able to do is move the ball wide, get forward, get alongside forward, and try and play almost a similar role that we see with Almiron on that right-hand side for Newcastle, with the overlap, getting the balls into the box to Harry Kane. Harry Kane is a target man, and as much as he drops deep for Spurs and tries to help out in that kind of playmaker style, I'm hoping in a game like this he will stand on the penalty spot and allow people like Trippier to deliver the ball to him. Let's not forget that in the last World Cup in 2018, England scored 50%, 40%, pretty much half of our goals from set pieces. And Kieran Trippier is not only a master of crossing the ball into the box, but is also a master of set pieces as well. Having him on the pitch will add so much from corners and free kicks. Let's not forget, obviously, the Croatia free kick, and he's been doing it for Newcastle, especially at the end of last season, and has created some fantastic goals for Newcastle this season already. So I fully expect him to be heavily involved in this game as well for the full tournament. I should imagine that Southgate will try and do something similar with Shaw down the left-hand side. Hopefully he can provide something from the left, but I think Trippier will be heavily involved in this game, as I say, whether it is sitting, trying to offer more than just that right-back position. He's Mr. Reliable, to be honest, defensively, but he offers so much forward on the right or sitting. Yeah, I expect a lot from Trippier this tournament. I think he's going to have a big involvement in this game and to help England go forward this tournament. So as you might have guessed, Trippier is my man to watch this game and this tournament, but who will he play alongside? Let's have a little bit of a run through the lineups. As I say, what is Southgate going to do? I think he will probably play 5 at the back, or 3, 2 wing backs, 2 sitting, because that is what Southgate does. And at the end of the day, it's progression. It isn't necessarily what I want to see is 4 at the back. I think having Trippier right back, Shaw left back, maybe Stones, and he's going to play Maguire, but let's say Stones and Dyer or Stones and White at centre back. There's enough there, and with Rice and Bellingham in the middle and Trippier sitting, there's enough there without having to play all of those defensive players. But first game of a World Cup, don't lose. That is what will be on Southgate's mind, because it is a progression, it is a group, there is 3 great games to play. we should not be worrying about that. We should be going out there to do it. So I'm going to give you my lineup. You can give me yours down below. And mine, well, this is the thing. If we do have 3 at the back, does that allow Trippier just to go and play right wing? Does that actually allow us to release what I believe is one of our most forward-thinking and creative players on that right-hand side? Maybe that is actually something that we should go with. It will be Pickford in net, just because of the fact that Southgate likes him, and to be fair to him, he has done well in an England shirt. It doesn't mean to say that I don't think Pope is a better goalkeeper, but he had his chance not too long ago, didn't have the greatest of games, so it'll be Pickford in goal. In my back 4, because as I say, against an Iran side who are the clear underdogs and England should be winning, we should have enough defensively with a 4. And also, playing 4 at the back allows us to add that extra attacking player as well. So I will go Trippier right back. We've seen it with Newcastle. Newcastle have a lot of the ball. Trippier is just as free to get all the way up that wing, playing in a back 4 as he would be in a back 5. And England, you know, an elite side taking on an Iran shouldn't need 5 at the back. So I'm going to go Trippier right back to do his job defensively, but also cut in, also get forward. The 2 centre-backs, it's going to be Stones, as I say, and then I think it's going to be Maguire. The thing is, why would, if you're not going to play him, why have you taken him? I just would not get it. So I think he's going to play Maguire. Ben White, Dyer, it's going to be Maguire. Whether you think it's right or wrong, I think that's who he's going to play. And then Shaw at left back, as I say, Shaw's done okay. He's come into some better form. I think it's helped him that all of the other left backs got injured. But and that's the thing with Kyle Walker as well. Could he be back in time? At the minute, it sounds like he may not be. We'll have to wait and see. But that's my back 4. I think he will go with Rice and Bellingham. As I say, Rice I really like. I think Rice is a very, very good player. And Bellingham, who against an Iran side, I think can get forward. Declan Rice, I'm hoping, will be good enough to just do it all on his own, to be honest. You could even go Rice and maybe a more attacking player there, because I'm hoping Rice will have enough to do it on his own. Moving further forward, it's going to be Harry Kane up top, so we'll start with that there. His 2 players to his right and left-hand side, I would 100% go Foden. And then the other player is up for discussion. Saka, Sterling, I would go Saka. And then, as I say, because we're playing a back 4 instead of a 5, it allows us to play an extra man in the middle there. And if he's available, it's got to be Maddison. You talk about Trippier being one of the most informed players going to this tournament. Maddison could well be the most. It's really a shame that he's picked up a knock going into this tournament. From what it sounds like, he won't be fit. Sorry, my light's falling over. He won't be fit going into this one. If it's not him, maybe we play Mount in that position. But that's my lineup. Let me know your thoughts on that down below as I put my light back up. Overall, I am positive going into this game. As I say, it's a strange one. The World Cup kind of feels like it's come out of nowhere. I've been listening to the It's Coming Home Christmas version, which did make me laugh. Because, as I say, it's strange. I think once it starts up and there's 4 games of football on a day, the England game being on at 1 o'clock on a Monday is not the greatest of times. But generally speaking, if we go out there, win 3-0, the USA game will be on the Friday night. Enjoy it. Get hyped, enjoy it. Let me know your predictions down below. Cannot wait to see Trippier in action this Monday. Get your bet on Trippier scoring a goal, whether it's a free kick or something from outside of the box. Alright guys, thanks for watching as always. Drop a like, subscribe if you haven't already and you're still watching to this point in the video. Hoping to cover more of the World Cup as we go along, and I will have some Newcastle videos coming out soon. I've got one that I'm really hoping you guys are going to enjoy. Took a bit of time to make, but I'm thinking you're going to enjoy it. So drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later.